powerful energy here. You may have heard us come on live just a while ago. Hello and welcome to the Executive Encore podcast. This is the show where we empower dynamic women just like you and those who are stepping into a new act or a new chapter. Whether you're an accomplished executive pivoting into entrepreneurship, or a passionate leader pursuing social impact, or simply seeking a fulfilling next act, this is your hub for inspiration and actionable advice. I'm your host, Patricia Muir, and I couldn't be more excited to sit down with our guest today, a woman whose story is so inspiring and will energize and empower you to reimagine what's possible. I will go into a brief introduction of Kerstin Schulze, a woman who has many talents and remarkable accomplishments. Kerstin is not only a celebrated actress with a career that inspired countless audiences, but she's also a midlife wellness expert and the founder of Party and Diet, a platform that challenges traditional narratives around health, fitness, and reinvention. Kerstin is here to bust some myths to empower you into your next act. She has dedicated her career to helping women thrive in their busiest seasons of life. She's here to share her fascinating insights into what she calls reinvention and debunk some of the pervasive myths that are around wellness for women in particular, and introduce a program tailored for women juggling demanding multifaceted lives. More or less a blueprint for thriving beyond midlife boundaries into your next act. Hello, Kerstin. How are you doing?
Woohoo! Well, I'm excited to be here and share.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what's happening over on LinkedIn Live and YouTube Live, but I hope they're engaged with us now. So how are you doing today? You've had a very busy couple of months since we first met.
Yeah, I did. I filmed on a new HBO show that's airing next year, the Rachel Sennett show. And I also had the opportunity to go to the Tonys for the second time.
Lovely.
The awards ceremony was phenomenal. I have friends that are producers on Broadway shows, and they are the producers on John Proctor, the villain. And it just was phenomenal.
I'm so thrilled for you. Your experiences and your mission align so beautifully with listeners. Regardless of their level of energy, it can't help but be inspiring as those who are navigating their own exciting and sometimes challenging transitions. I want to jump right into our first topic today, something that you personify so powerfully, and that's a reinvention in midlife. So, Kerstin, you've had a dynamic and varied career, from acting to wellness advocacy. What inspired you to take a leap and carve out a new purpose in your life in midlife, or as you call it, reinvention in midlife?
Wow, great question. Really, I feel like my life is just starting. Everything else before was just practice. And I feel like I'm going through my second puberty. Menopause was my second puberty. And I'm so much stronger now. I know what I want. I know who I am. When in my 20s and 30s, I was trying to figure it all out. I figured it out. And now I can just be focused and full throttle. And I enjoy the challenge of learning something new, feeling uncomfortable. And I just love this journey.
Mm-hmm. That's so empowering right off the bat. Are you able to tell us a couple, just for curiosity, what are some of the movie roles that you've had?
Oh boy, I've been the strong woman in American Horror Story, the sexy girl in Flake, the killer clown in Escape the Night, the health inspector in Rescue Dogs, and the Kung Fu nanny in the latest The Righteous Gemstones, opposite of Walton Goggins.
Oh, okay. That, from what I understand, I watched a couple of minutes of that particular series because some of my friends are so into it, and there are some. I'll have to watch out for you when I'm watching it with my friends.
Yeah, I appear in episode 4. You can't miss me. I make
I'll look for session 4. Okay, episode 4. What would you share with anyone who feels stuck or unsure in pursuing what could be a next act that is beyond what they would consider to be their boundaries?
What is stuck? Let's figure out what that word means, right? A lot of times stuck means
Mhm.
fear. Our own fear, our negative thoughts, our negative words are holding us back. Get rid of
Mhm.
them. Take action one step at a time. Don't look at the big picture. Write down a plan of where you want to go. Break it down into small goals, and then go for it. Take action. Find mentors. Find people that are doing what you want to do. Ask them to help you. Ask to be around that community, and just take action. Don't worry about what the next step is. Just take the first
Oh,
step.
that's great advice. That very next step. Can you remember when you identified the next step for you that was very powerful?
Yes, because I come from a physical fit industry, meaning that everything was my body, and I wanted to get away from my
Mm.
body. I mean, my body's been my tool to get on TV. My body's been my tool to have credibility, that people understand, hey, she's 52 and she's in this phenomenal shape. You can do it in menopause. But when it comes to my career in Hollywood, I wanted to get away from the body, and I had to really uh, be honest with myself, and also get the training, and then have the guts to say, I just want you to see my
Oh,
face.
okay. That's interesting. And what did that look like for you as you were going through that change?
Less acceptability sometimes, more of it's a lonely road, sometimes, because you don't get the same
Mm,
attention. It means studying something by yourself and really honing in. I mean, for the last 5 years, I knew that I wanted to do more dramatic roles. I knew that I wanted to be more credible in having a conversation with you and I right here, and how do I do that? I had to live it. I had to be vulnerable and share my
mhm.
journey. Where before, everything's, I'm this bikini model and perfect, and I'm not. I have my weaknesses, and to be vulnerable and share my weaknesses was actually one of those big epiphanies. And in my career as far as an actress, is to not have a sexy shot of me, but having a shot of me in a suit, or playing a role that had to do more with the vulnerable side of me. And it's a scary process, because I stepped into something that I didn't know will I be accepted
Mhm.
in it. And the response was amazing.
Oh, that's good that you had a good response, because that is one of the big challenges for especially women senior executives who are moving into their executive encore. If they're leaving their corporate life behind, they feel like they're leaving their identity behind because they built that identity over 30, sometimes 40 years, right? So for you, it was pretty much the same thing. You had an identity that everyone was very familiar with, you were very comfortable in, and you had to find that next step out of that comfort zone to create a new identity. And you've actually shown that you can create a new identity. So I think that's very empowering for people who are watching this or listening to the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just came back from Berlin, and it's funny because I'm trying to do some more German TV as well. And my own brother told me I'm too
Oh,
old to
okay.
switch.
What did you
And I said,
do?
I'm not too old. And I just signed with a new agency, and I'm going to be doing it. You're not too old. And the more we look now, the more people want to see people of our age. People want to identify with somebody that is in their 50s and 60s and 70s and is doing it, because that is real life. We don't want to identify with 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, because that is not who
Mhm.
we are. And now, if you see the transition in TV as well, we see way more mature women getting these amazing roles. And I think that nobody in our age should be scared to make that transition, because we all want it. We all
Mhm.
support each other
Mhm.
in it.
That's very true.
And there's a demand,
That's so terribly encouraging. So, in a way, you rewrote your story. I know one of your passions is reframing how they do approach fitness and wellness, especially in midlife. You've spoken before about the problem with them, the term bouncing back, right? Can you unpack what you mean by that, bouncing back?
So a lot of times we think about when we get in our 40s and 50s, the first thing we say, oh, my body is doing something different. It's not the same way as it was. And to accept that it's not the same as it was, but to learn what is it now? What does it
Mm.
want? So a lot of the studies that have been done have always been done on men. They have never been done on women. So we really don't, we're just learning, starting to learn to understand a female body. For instance, a simple one is men need 6 to 8 hours sleep. Women need 9 to 10 hours sleep. And we've always been beating ourselves up about, oh, I shouldn't sleep so much, or I'm so tired. But that's normal. That is what we're supposed to do. So just little things like that. And then also weightlifting is so important for women. We've been trained to do these aerobics and this cardio constantly, and it actually burns our muscle atrophy. It happens to us all, and we have to slow it down. And the only way we can slow it down is by lifting weights and doing less cardio.
Less cardio. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of women who are glad to hear that. But yes, I get your point about building the muscle. And it doesn't have to be the big, heavy lifting, does it, Kirsten?
No. So my biggest thing is I have a program called Fitness for the Busy Lifestyle, and it teaches you 5 minutes. You can do a whole body workout in 5 minutes for a day, and you do it 7 days a week. It will change your entire body. Just 5 minutes, because a lot of times we always say, I don't have enough time. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have enough time. If you don't have 5 minutes a day for your own health and for your own uh, d- uh, uh,
Yeah.
rejuvenation of your body, then you need to take a look at your life, because then you're not
Yeah.
prioritizing yourself. And so I teach 5 minutes. And then once you've done 5 minutes, you might want to do 10 because you're feeling
Mm-hmm.
great. And that's all I want to teach, is that fitness doesn't have to feel like it's a drag. It can be fun. It can be something you want to do because the way you feel. And who cannot feel great after five
Mm-hmm.
minutes?
Mm-hmm. Actually, you've brought up a point that I think so many of us heard that message that all it takes is 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes 3 times a week or something like that. And I used to say to my friends, it's not 30 minutes. First, you've got to get ready for it. You do your 30 minutes, then you got to get cleaned up from it or whatever. So it was presented to us as though if you can't use 30 minutes a day or 3 times a week, then there's something wrong, right? So you are saying start with the 5 minutes. I think you said 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes.
Correct. Yes.
And even to see how you feel, what that does for you, along with the rest, like you were saying, rather than thinking that, oh, I feel tired, I need to sleep. It's more about, I need to restore my body. Like, I think reframing it, and I'm sure that's in your program, right? Because it is like a blueprint for busy lifestyles.
Yeah, so what I want to teach is that there's so many moments in your life that you can do something that has to do with movement. I just want you to get used to moving your
Mm-hmm.
body. For instance, you and I sitting right now at on our chair, in between. So I teach even my people that are stuck at work. When you set your timer for every hour, let's say you get to work at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, I want you to get out of your chair 20 times, and I want you to push against your table 10 times. And then I want you to hold your legs up for 30 seconds. And then you go on
Mm.
about your day. And then the next hour, you do the same thing. I just want you to get up out of your chair and sit back down for 20 times. Go against your table. Just push against your table. You don't have to be on the floor. You can still, you're not going to break a sweat, but you're moving your body, you're moving your muscles, you're moving your body. By the end of the day, you have done it 5 rounds, and there's your
Wow.
5 minutes.
Wow. Okay. All right. That sounds like such a game changer for me and for so many other women. And where can listeners go to learn more and get started with you?
It's on my website,
Mhm.
partyanddiet.com. I have different programs, but the program that we're talking about today is Fitness for the Busy Lifestyle. I have many 5 minute workouts, 1 minute workouts, how you can combine them yourself. You can pick what
Mhm.
you want. Also, I teach about how you can exercise through injuries. A lot of us have either shoulder injuries, lower back injuries, weak knees, wear and tear comes with our age. And so I showcase how you can maneuver through them and how you can make adjustments. And then I have an Instagram called Party and Diet as well. And it's simple. I only charge $14.95 a month. Try it out. And I think I gave you a coupon code here. You can try it out for free for a month and see if you like it.
So yes, for those who are watching the video, you'll see the ticker at the bottom with all the contact information for Kerstin, including her offer of Party 15 for a code to put in her cart on her website. So that gives you what, a month, does it, Kerstin, to try it out?
Correct. A whole month free. You can try it out, check it out.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your wisdom, especially around the wellness, looking at wellness in a different way for ourselves. Some of the things you've talked about today, like injury and about aging, I can tell you I've had some conversations with friends recently who are a little younger than me. And so I'm saying, you know what, we come to these plateaus sometimes. It's not that you can never get back to where you were before, but it's not about bouncing back. It's about finding that new level of fitness and wellness, right? So that you don't feel so disappointed and feel like you've lost something. Really, you're just going about it in a different way now. And I think that's a healthy message to send to women as well. What do you think about that, Kerstin?
I love that. You nailed it on the head. I mean, I have a 95-year-old gentleman that came to me when he was 93. And he's doing side shuffles and squats and all kinds of things. It's never too late. Yeah, is he not going to be like a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old? Of course not. But that's not his goal, right? Our goal is to have a longevity and we don't have to go to the hospital and we can maneuver around and party.
I was thinking more about moving around so that we can function, but now you've thrown in the party. Okay, I'll take the party. Kerstin, I want to encourage our listeners to connect with you. So apart from the ticker, will be in the show notes, anyone who wants to get in touch with you. And thank you so much for you and your audience who are watching or listening. If today's episode resonated with you, please share with a friend. I know there's one friend who's watching this and we know we're going to be having a conversation about this. Share it with a friend, a colleague, or another high achieving woman who could benefit from this important message for remastering life and work and creating the reality that she shares. So do you have anything else you want to add, Kerstin, before I wrap it up? Take action. Okay. The very next step, right? Not the big vision, but the very next step that I always talk about. Yes. So this video podcast is produced by Maestro Quality as part of the Executive Encore program and is hosted by myself, Patricia Muir. Please subscribe to the Executive Encore newsletter and the YouTube and Spotify. Follow the story that Kerstin is talking about today through the blog and through the newsletter that will be published this Sunday. So to receive the newsletter, you will have to subscribe, but you can always go onto my blog to read the blog portion. There's always a little something extra for my members on my subscriber list for the newsletter. Of course, that's one of the benefits. Please add your comments to the channels because I want your voice to matter. Please leave a review because I want you to have a voice, have a choice, and share the episode with other women in your network. This is a small but mighty network of women executives and entrepreneurs, and it needs to be visible to others on podcasts and YouTube. So again, just a reminder, please subscribe to the Sunday Encore newsletter to see how this has expanded. The story expands over the next week and features Kerstin all the way. Okay, my website is in the bottom there. Well, that's the blog, plus my LinkedIn. Please connect with me there as well. This is where your Executive Encore begins. This is where you start to live, work, and lead differently and actually take your health and wellness through different mindset as well, and your self-trust, which I talk about all the time. Until next time, take care of yourself, do what's best for you, and don't jeopardize what you've built for yourself. Bye-bye.